watchers, and welcome to another totally flawed movie review tonight. And tonight, I'm watching a movie, of course. That's the reason why it's called a review. And today I'm going to review a film called Intruder. This is a 1989 film called Intruder. I've got a few films called Intruders, Intruder, and there's Intruders and films like that. And this is a very interesting gem of a horror film. And this film stars Renee Estevez, Bruce Campbell, and Sam Raimi, who directed Spider-Man. And then this actually stars in this film. And it actually is not a bad actor, actually, it's not bad in this. Okay, let's read the back and get the story. Ace splatter movie of after Scott Spiegel, writer of The Evil Dead and producer of The Hostel, says hit plasma pay dirt when he directed 1989's gross out classic Intruder, telling of the night crew in a vast supermarket who are picked off one by increasingly disgusting ways. Intruder horrified senses and cemented speaks to you as a talented watch, claimed by Quentin Tarantino and produced by Lawrence Bender himself. Pulp Fiction. Intruder also highlights active roles from great Sam Raimi, Spider-Man, and Bruce Campbell, Ash from The Evil Dead. Says, add to this some of the Splasher Cinema's most grueling special effects. Have your work of horror, and you have a work of horror genius. Finally remastered, uncut, and uncensored for beloved first UK horror files. Alright, okay, right. Let's get to the story. Yeah, it's about this like supermarket, right? And these, and at the beginning of the film, these I'll tell you a bit of the story now. I'll tell you what I think of it and what I liked about it and stuff like that. Okay, so they're in the supermarket, right? The staff are like, you know, it's like late night. It's late night, of course, and of course there's some of these people still working late night at the supermarket. And there's quite a few characters that are working there. The manager's still there. The staff is still there. Of course, one of the girls' ex-boyfriend, I think it's an ex-boyfriend, I can't remember his name, but turns up, of course, causing a bit of trouble, of course. You know, it's not at the beginning. He didn't seem a nice guy, but then I think it was is he capable of murder though? That's the thing. Is he capable of doing what he does? Is he capable of murdering people? Because when you see the murders and the feeling, is he actually capable of doing that? I mean, it seems a bit of a dick, but it's a bit extreme to think he got a bit. It seems a bit extreme just to be a bit pissed off with the stuff and stuff, because you got booted out from the supermarket. Anyway, starts causing trouble. And he vanishes, of course. They have to find him. They start looking for him. They keep looking for him, of course. When they do, he pops up again later on. Part with them, he just pops up, you know, causing trouble, of course. Then they kick him out of the supermarket. Cause you do see parts where he's like just watching them and stalking and stuff, and you see, and you think yourself, oh, maybe he's the killer and stuff like that. And this is a really enjoyable movie. It's like a whodunit kind of type of situation. It's a slasher movie, of course. And you think, is he the killer or someone else the killer? Because I couldn't figure. Of course, then you find out later on. You think, oh, that's interesting. I kind of guessed who. Well, I kind of guessed. Like, I was thinking, oh, okay. I had my suspicions when I was watching this film. I thought, interesting. I like it. The film is quite gory. I was like, Jesus. Anyway, they start looking for him. He vanishes, and he pops up, and they kick him out of the shop, of course. At the supermarket, and then strange things are happening. Like there's one part where one character gets killed, but when you see that person get killed, all you see is like a shadow of that person, the murderer, and you think, I wonder why they're doing that for. Now, there's always a little bit of a clue why they do that, because what who you think is the killer isn't always the killer. Oh, it covers that person is the killer. They're just trying to freaking throw you off a little bit. So yeah, but I did find this very interesting. You do see a boyfriend a few times turn up a few times, and you think, oh, maybe he's the killer, maybe he's not. I don't know. So yeah, the death scenes are quite good. Of course, some of the characters start to get killed off one by one. So yeah, the death scenes are quite something. I was like, Jesus Christ, that was pretty nasty. One guy gets stabbed, and all the blood just goes squirting out of him, like. And there's another character, like I said, Sam Raimi's in this, of course. He plays a part of the staff as well. Actually, he doesn't. Okay, right, okay. One character gets killed. Of course, the killer picks him up with one hand. It looks like he's using one hand to pick him up and place him on a hook. And I was like, how the hell is he doing that? Crazy. The death scenes are very good, actually. I thought it was very good, the death scenes. Of course, a crazy boyfriend. Still around, of course. You know. And he's a great character. I liked his character. He's kind of like a jerk. But you think you feel, is this guy capable of murder though? There's a difference between of course there's a huge twist on it. I was like, wow, what a great twist. Crazy, but it's interesting. But I suppose anyways the clues are there in the movie when you watch it. Of course, two of the characters that are working there, the manager and his partners, and they're selling the supermarket, and of course that plays in the story later on in the end. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought, whoa, and it's the last part is screwed up as well. Screwed up, I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's crazy. Like I said, I had my suspicions when one of the characters was telling a certain story. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I really like the main character, the actress in it. Pretty attractive looking. You know, when the film is quite gory. I was like, Jesus Christ. There's actually the guy in it is actually from Sequest DSV. Remember Sequest DSV? There's one guy. He's been on Sequest DSV, Hard Target, and films like even Candyman. He was in Candyman. So yeah, good actor. I like him in these films. But he's in this and it was quite young. Isn't it? Like this is from 1989, so it's quite young. I remember Sequest DSV. I was like, oh, that show was. I enjoyed that series actually, but. I suppose it was a bit of a flop, that show. It could have been better. But yeah, anyway, back to the film. So like I said, they're in each of the characters is getting killed off by one by one, of course. Of course, then it just leaves the girl on her own. Of course, she's on her own in the shop, a supermarket on her own. Of course, the crazy boyfriend, of course, who got kicked out, and then is on the loose, of course. So you think is he the killer or the another killer? Of course. Now the last part was quite interesting. I thought, whoa. I thought to myself, hang on a minute. You know when you kind of think you get suspicions about a certain character in the movie, you think, I don't know, I don't like this guy. So the attitude just seems different later on in the film. But yeah, you do keep you know. The warning signs are there when you watch the film. The warning signs are actually there in the film. Who the killer is, of course. Is it the boyfriend? Is it the other character? So yeah, I did enjoy it. Okay, right. So the last part was good. The finale was interesting. I don't know. It kind of opens up for a sequel, and you watch it, you think, "Oh, I'd love to see a sequel." 30 years later, I'd love to see a sequel to this. It'd be fantastic. Who knows? Of course, Ash from the Bruce Campbell does make a appearance, but he's not in it for long. He's in it for about, I don't know, a minute or so. But yeah, maybe 30 seconds. But yeah, right, it was a really good film. Last part was great. Yeah, I really enjoy. I did enjoy it, of course. I like the part at the end where the guy gets stabbed. Right when he falls back, the knife kind of like jumps out of him and then lands onto. And that was cool the way they did that. I thought, oh, that was such a cool scene. I like the way they did that. Bit of tongue in cheek that scene was, but yeah, I liked it. Enjoyed it. Very violent scenes, nasty moments in this film. Some parts did make me a bit, oh boy. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to say what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it, what I didn't like about it. Nothing really. I mean, I really enjoyed the action. I love the acting. The acting's fine. The acting was solid. What I didn't like about it, I suppose the last part maybe. I'm a little bit mixed on the last part because I thought to myself, oh, they could have like, you know, maybe do a sequel to it. Maybe I don't think there's a sequel, but at the same time, I didn't really mind the last part of the film. I thought it was really interesting. So I didn't really dislike the last part. It just kind of like surprised me a bit. That's all. What I liked about it, the characters were great in it. I love the supermarket. It's a big supermarket. I'm thinking, oh my working there. It's cool. Big supermarket. I like the twist in it with the killers, of course. I like the death scenes, they were very inventive. I like the style of performance, I like the characters, so yeah. Apart from that, last part, yeah, like I said, it's like one of those endings you either like or you not like, but I liked it, didn't mind. I didn't like, love the last part. No, I did like it, I did like the last part, I thought it was really interesting. Like I said, it could open for a sequel, maybe, easily, yeah. But yeah, I didn't really mind the last part, it wasn't like the strongest part in the movie, but I liked it. But yeah, it's one of those endings you either like or you're not going to like, so yeah. So what I liked about, like I said, the death scenes were excellent, the violence were good. Good solid performance from Sam Raimi, who does a good job in this film. So it's got some real quite screws up sick moments in it, but I enjoyed it, so yeah. So I'm trying to think what rating I'll give this film. I don't know, I'm trying to think what rating would I give this film. I don't know, because I liked it. Okay, 9 out of 10. I give it 9 out of 10, solid. 9 out of 10 for Intruder. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good film. It's the first time I've actually seen it, so it's like a 29-year-old film. So yeah, it's a good movie. It's almost 30-year-old now. So yeah, good solid performances, good death scenes in it. It's a really fun movie to watch, and a good starring cast in it. So yeah, so 9 out of 10 for Intruder. Another Intruder film. I've got like a few films called Intruders. That's crazy. Intruders or Intruders, yeah. 9 out of 10. So yeah, good film, solid. So anyway, people, I haven't done one for a while because I've given a break for it. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for that. So good film, really. So anyway, people, subscribe to my channel, and if you ever work in a supermarket and there's a crazy person. Get the hell out of this, quit your job and go home and get another job somewhere else, so yeah. Actually, I won't mind it, of course. I find it quite exciting. It sounds crazy, but imagine that. Getting chased by a crazy killer and getting the girl and stuff like that, so yeah. So anyway, people, subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever. So yeah, bye.